One of our very own sits down with one of baseball's very own.
And softball wins in a walk-off fashion.
All this coming up
on the Penguin Rundown.
Welcome into the Penguin Rundown. I'm Corey McCray, joined by my good friend Margot Warrens. Margot, it's been forever.
It really has been.
Since we've been up here together.
Yeah, where you been?
Where have you been?
Everywhere else.
Well, spring sports have been going on for a while, and the weather's just now starting to catch up, which brings us to tennis.
That's right, let's get to it. The men's tennis team fell to Detroit Mercy with a 6-1 loss at the Franklin Athletics Club on Sunday. João Guerreiro picked up YSU's lone win with a 7-5 and 6-4 win over UDM's Nathan Potton. The Gwins will be hosting Northern Kentucky University this Saturday. Serving over to the women's side, the team faced off against Oakland to earn a 5-2 victory on Saturday. The Gwins came back to win 5 singles matches after dropping the doubles point. Then, on Sunday, the team remained unbeaten in Horizon League play with their 6-1 victory over Detroit Mercy. The Gwins successfully won 1 doubles match and 4 singles matches. The team is now 5-0 in Horizon League play and 11-9 overall. The Gwins will be hosting Northern Kentucky University on Saturday, as well as Wright State on Sunday at the Boardman Tennis Center.
Chipping over to golf, the men's and women's golf teams both competed over this past weekend as the men played in the Towson Invitational in Graysonville, Maryland, while the women were in Bowling Green taking part in the Dolores Black Falcon Invitational. For the men, the team finished 8th behind a strong showing from freshman Ken Keller. Keller finished with a 2-round score of 151, which was good enough to take 9th overall in the event. This is the second straight time the freshman has finished in the top 20. The men will be back on the course this weekend in the Wright State Invitational in Springboro, Ohio. Teeing over to the women, they finished 13th as sophomore Caitlin Shutt led the Gwins by having a 2-round score of 158. She posted a second-round score of 78, which tied her lowest round score of the season. This is only Shutt's third event of the season after missing the entire fall season due to injury. The women will hit the links again this weekend as they head to Chardon, Ohio for the Sand Ridge Shootout.
The softball team played host to Oakland this past weekend. On Saturday, they took both games, winning 8-3 and 9-3 respectively. In Game 1, the Gwins tallied 11 hits with 4 players having multiple hits. The hot bats continued into Game 2 with freshman Nikki Sabini going yard 4 for the 4th time this season. The outcome was different on Sunday as the Penguins would fall 9-3 while giving up 14 hits. On Tuesday, YSU hosted Northern Kentucky in a doubleheader. We'll hand it to Dom Joseph and Jared Kaminsky for more.
It's another chilly day here at the Cavelli Sports Complex on the campus of Youngstown State University, where the Youngstown State Penguins softball team had a doubleheader against the Northern Kentucky Norse. The first game went to the Penguins on a Maddie Lusk single walk-off that got Callie Minkovich home, taking the win 2-1 there. In the second game, the score was also 2-1, except this way went to the Norse. The Norse took home the victory early on. The Penguins just weren't able to catch up. However, a big day today for Coach Campbell, who got his 500th career win as a coach. So we got to catch up with him after the game. Here's what he had to say.
I think it's an opportunity for these young ladies, just kind of look back at all of them and kind of remember, some of the great games and moving forward. And 500's, it's an honor. Well, yeah, I think when you look back at it, through the career, you always look at some of them, and. You can kind of obviously remember some of the good games, and even 2013 running through the Horizon tournament and finished runner up there. We ran 4 straight. I probably can read off every single batter and everything else that year to go back through that. So it's truly an honor. Truly an honor. Yeah, I mean they all do. There's 18 young ladies on this team right now, and the excitement when we came out after the first game and first and foremost winning the game, and secondly the 500. It's nice to see the excitement in their faces, and you coach, and it's something I've loved to do and enjoyed coaching for 22 years now in college, and I've enjoyed every minute of it because it's just the excitement I see in the kids' faces. Well, Lexi just goes up and tries to pick a pitch and go after it. You know, I don't think she doesn't think. You know, and that's a good thing. You know, when you're hitting, you just see ball, hit ball, and you know she's done a good job for us so far this year. Just trying to put everything together. This game here, the first one we did a good job staying right there with them, and winning it in the bottom of the seventh, and the 2-1 loss. That's our third one in conference right now. You know, our 6 losses, 3 of them's 2-1 losses. So, I always try to talk with the young ladies that as long as you're close, a base runner and a swing could tie it or win it. And we had our chances, but I think that they played hard. It was a really good job by us staying right there.
Big thanks to Dom and Jared, and congrats to Coach Campbell on win number 500. The team hosted the series closer against the Norse yesterday. For more stats and information, you can go to ysusports.com. Coach Campbell and company will host Niagara in a doubleheader tomorrow, and then they'll hit the road to play at Akron on Tuesday and Robert Morris on Wednesday.
The baseball team was scheduled to host a 3-game series with Oakland this past weekend. However, due to a snowstorm on Friday night, the two teams were limited to playing a doubleheader on Friday. In Game 1, Greg Dunner had a strong outing on the mound as he went 6 innings while striking out 4 batters. Dunham got plenty of run support as well, but the story of the afternoon was sophomore transfer Blaze Glenn. Glenn went 2 for 4 in Game 1, crossing the home plate twice and tallying 4 RBIs thanks to his 2 home runs. This gives him 5 homers on the year and propelled YSU to an 8-2 victory. But unfortunately, the Game 2 would not go as well for the Gwins, the difference in this one being a 9-run inning by Oakland to catapult them to a 17-4 victory. However, Colin Floyd had another impressive performance on the rubber as he would go on to strike out 10 in just 5 2/3 innings. Then on Tuesday, the team traveled to take on Bowling Green in a 1-game series. The Gwins came away with a 9-6 victory and got some offensive support from Andrew Kendrick. Not only did he go 2 for 4 in the day, he homered to tie the career home runs record at 27. He is now tied with Eric Dietrich, who set the mark back in 2008. After a rough start to the season, the baseball team seems to have gotten back on the right track, and a major part of the team's resurgence has been junior pitcher Colin Floyd. Our very own Chris Colella sat down with Floyd to talk about his recent success.
The 2018 Youngstown State baseball team consists of 21 new players on this year's club. However, one of the familiar faces is junior pitcher Colin Floyd.
Growing up, all I played was baseball, basketball, football, and kind of put football aside. Basketball I played through high school, baseball, and then eventually I just decided to follow my dad's footsteps, play some ball. That's what I had the best opportunity at, being a lefty. So, everyone told me that's rare.
Following his dad's footsteps turned out to be a solid decision for Floyd. Even with how dominant he's been, he's discovered there's always room for improvement.
What we really wanted to do this year was limit my walks. If you look at, I struck out 50 each year, but my walks were about 50 each year, so it was a 1-to-1 ratio, and it wasn't very good. And this year, our main focus was really limit the walks, 65% strikes. I understand the game better and understand that, limiting the walks helps greatly, and the strikeouts will come.
The strikeouts have indeed come, as Floyd recently earned Horizon League Pitcher of the Week, striking out 10 in each of his last 2 starts, giving him a total of 55 strikeouts on the season.
I just wanted to go out there and put a 0 on the board. I didn't care about how many strikeouts, how many hits, as long as there were zeros on the board, I was fine. This year, I've had success striking people out, and it's a great feeling knowing that, I don't have to worry about my teammates making all the plays. Like, I can give them a break every once in a while. They do enough for me. It's definitely just, like I said, a confidence booster. And it just creates a lot of energy, I think, personally and in the dugout and out on the field.
Great work by Chris Colella, and to catch the entire interview, be sure to check out the YSU Athletics Twitter and YouTube page. The team has won 8 of their last 11 games and will travel next to Wright State to do battle with the Raiders in a Horizon League 3-game series. On Friday, first pitch is scheduled for 6:30, Saturday is set for 2 p.m., and Sunday at 1 p.m.
Men's and women's track competed in the Northeast Ohio Quad, hosted by Akron University, or the University of Akron this past weekend. Multiple Penguins placed in the top 10 in almost every event, but there were 5 who stood above the rest. On the women's side, Jalea Elliott placed first in the 100-meter dash with a time of 11.75 seconds. Jessica Stover won the long jump with a leap of 5.41 meters, and Nicole Squatrito took first place in the 800-meter run with a time of 2 minutes and 18.53 seconds. For the men, Colin Harden picked up the win for the 300-meter hurdles with a time of 37.78 seconds. Chad Zallo earned title for Horizon League Runner of the Week for the second week in a row after his victory in the 110-meter hurdles, running a time of 13.77 seconds. Zallo also took first in the 150-meter dash with a time of 15.89 seconds. YSU finished the quad ahead of Ashland University and Kent State University, but fell short to Akron. They will next be in action at the Bucknell Bison Outdoor Classic set for April 13th and 14th.
The volleyball team gathered at the Beagley Center for a little spring training session on Saturday. The Penguins took on the Akron Zips, Robert Morris Colonials, and Cleveland State Vikings. The team looked very strong in its first showing since last season. The team will be led by next year seniors Morgan Tippy and Sarah Varcola, both who saw the floor on Saturday. Other notable returners are Margot Thompson and Marketa Plesengrova, who continued to impress after strong freshman campaigns respectively. 2 key players sat out during Saturday's games, junior Aaron Callahar and sophomore Libby Darling. The next time the team will be in action will be in 2 weeks back at the Beagley Center. And Margot, now it's time for Play of the Week. Roll it. Let's see it. Take you over to the Cavelli Sports Complex, or Maddie Luss getting things done on both sides of the rubber. Bringing home Callie Mikovich 2-1 walk-off style.
And that play right there won them the game against the Kentucky Norse.
Can't beat it. Best way to win, walk-off fashion.
Exactly.
Can't beat it, but hey, Maddie Luss, Callie Mikovich, 2 household names, softball. Be sure to hear those. And that'll do it for us here at the Penguin Rundown. For news, highlights, and more, check out YSUsports.com and be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook at Penguin Rundown 1. I'm Corey McCray.
And I'm Margot Warnes.
You've been watching the Penguin Rundown.